Alright, now that you have everything covered and you've cut them all out, take your dihedral gauges. That's what they look like. And you're going to cut them all out.
Somebody still has spray adhesive.
Yes. So now I want to stick to everything. Go.
One under each tip. Well, you gotta put them under the spars. That's how Stephen wants these done. We'll be right back.
So first you're gonna want to
Weigh them down on the. You know how to do this.
weigh your wing down. Sorry, it's.
Someone is not used to is completely discombobulated by Stephen's dihedral gauge design.
Yes. Alright, so then you're gonna
use a razor blade, you've got those.
You're gonna come along.
And you don't want to cut the spar all the way through, you just want to crack it just outboard of each of the tip ribs.
So then
don't do it by the rib. That's what happens when you do it by the rib. That's still not correct.
This one?
No. Just put a finger here and whack. That's good. Now I've got to find you some weights to actually weigh the tips down onto those, like so.
There you go. And then
new bottle of CA because the old one is empty.
no.
I'm going to step them in. Maybe. I'll let you get the rest of them.
You want to just put a drop of CA.
Get it out there on the back edge. That's good.
Where you broke them, just to glue your dihedral in place.
Guys, this does not take much dihedral, as you can tell. Okay. And so at this point, now we're able to move on to the tip plates, so we'll get all the weights moved out of the way and come back for that.
Okay, take your solder iron and your wing.
And you just want to burn off the corner of the covering here, not out into the wing, just over the spar there. Yep. No, just on the, there we go. You can't tell, Hope has not used this particular method before. We're trying to save weight as much as we can on these. I'll hold it down for you. So all you're looking to do is expose on the top surface some of the balls so to give you a gluing surface. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, and let's see, this is the leading edge of the wing, I think. Is it? I can't even tell. Oh wait, that's right, these are arc ribs, that's why I can't tell. There is no front. You pick a front.
So just whichever way you want to be front. And you're going to take your...
Show them the template on that, just kind of like that. Don't lift it up. That's...
Take your template, and this is where you're going to put your tips. You want to line up, make sure it lines up on the top where everything lines up. You're going to come here with your razor blade.
And all you're cutting through here is the spar. You don't want to cut the covering.
I think I got it. Then come over here and cut there.
Yeah. Now, one thing we want to explain. You've picked which side's the front and back. The important thing is this side of this tip is the outside because the covering is on the top here. That's good, honey.
No, I don't think this one goes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Because all you have to do on this one is just work it back like that. And now put your glue on there and you can set it on.
Alright. Set your glue. Put your glue right here.
I'll lay this down for you so it stays put.
Put a dab of glue here. And dab of glue there. And then take your tip. Get it up.
Turn it around the other way because you want the covering on the outside.
Sorry. Yes. Make sure the covering's on the outside. Sit it in.
All the way, line it up with the tips. There you go. And let me come in with some accelerator. And get that straight up and down. You're leaned out somewhat. That's good. Except for at the back. Let's see if I can... Nope, it's stuck. That's okay. As long as it's secure. And now at this point, I'll kind of step in here a little on this part because this is always kind of fun. What you'll do is you'll lift this off. So I'm intervening because it's trying to come off. There we go. Alright, now set this down like that. And I'll let you brush the... This is xylene and 3M77 thinned, and what you want to do is just dip it in from this side to adhere that covering on there. It's peeled away from it, so you'll have to nudge it back on. Just the covering, leave the structure alone. Use a finger, maybe. Yeah. And here you go.
And just cut the...
Yep. On the bottom side.
Then you just want to cut the...
And don't cut it close, and watch out that the tip doesn't get to the covering on the wing itself. You have to cut that tip free. I'll hold this. And scrunching up a little bit, but there you go. And we'll come back when the rest of those are all on there.
Alright, can you...
Just rip it off.
So just show you again, just for clarity's sake for you guys. Line it up there. Cut away.
Yep.
Oh. Put a dab of glue right here. Right there. I want to make sure that the covering is outside.
And on this, go ahead and tack that down on the front and tilt it out before it hardens. There you go. And that's good.
Okay. And you take your 3M77 that you've thinned with
I use xylene.
Xylene?
Naphtha's supposedly better.
naphtha, and just kind of rub it in there.
Give it a second go. You have to stick it back down because it's loose.
Just kind of rub your finger over it. And you're going to come with a soldering iron and gently cut the covering. Make sure that you don't
That's good.
cut the wing there. So.
Uh-oh.
And we will come back after we have everything secured. All the rest of them
loose
secured.
part there. There we go. And we broke a rib, so we'll fix that in a minute.
Alright, get the spars with the red striping on them. That's to indicate that it's harder, that you're supposed to use those for the wing post. And you come in here, just basically lay it down. Okay. And then also for your tail. There you go. Now we're going to take out the wing post tubing.
That's single wall polyamide. I think it's single wall.
And then you're going to want to cut.
You're cutting these about 3/16 of an inch long. It does require a very sharp razor blade to cut through that. It's right there.
So then you're going to take your post and
It does require a little bit of finagling to get them to fit on there happily, and you may have to pinch the end of the wing post a little bit to got that one.
So then, as you can see, it's on there.
Yeah, we'll come back when we got all 3 of the other ones done.
Now take your wing post and you're going to want to, we're going to glue the wing post on there. So right at that mark right there in the middle, put a dab of glue. There we go. Put some accelerator on your wing post.
I'm giving her a third hand so she can cheat.
So then you want to make sure that you glue it down there. You want to make sure that it's straight up and down.
And that you don't get glue in the tube.
Yes.
So at this point, go ahead and slide the tube out to make sure that was the case. Gently rotate. Grab it by the tube, honey. Bottom of the tube. That's good.
There we go.
Now
So,
put it back in, because you're going to need it to sight down for the rear one.
Yeah.
You want your posts to match each other so the wing doesn't end up twisted on the frame.
So then you come and do the back. So do it again where you put a dab of glue right there where you made that mark. Put some accelerator. And then
You want those posts to be parallel.
so basically make sure that when you sight it down that they're parallel.
And now you'll do the same thing on the stab. We'll be right back though.
So we do the same on the stab. Accelerator. And make sure that they come down for your plans. They come down from. If you look at the plans, you'll see that it's a separator stab. Sorry, sub stab. Oops.
Wipe some of the excess off there.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
And the same way.
It's tilted back just a touch. Yeah, it's not going to make a big difference.
So you're going to want to take your motor stick. Remember where we marked the wing?
And notice we're doing this on the left side of the motor stick.
Yes. So you're going to want to put a dab of glue there. Take your wing.
And get the back of it lined up too.
Then you're going to want to come back here where it touches the motor stick. Tab of glue there. And oops, accelerator. There you go. Then you want to come back here to your tail. Put a dab of glue right out there at the tip of your tailbone. This would be a good time where that third hand comes in.
What, who, me?
Yeah. Tab some accelerator right there. Thank you. Third hand. And then you put a drop of glue right there. And there you go.
Smart eyes will notice that the stab is on backwards right now. The beauty is with the posts you can turn it around, which we'll do in a minute.
Alright, take your O-ring material, which is the clear tubing.
The thick clear tubing.
Thick clear tubing. Sorry, yeah. And you want to put 2 O-rings.
And those, on a plane this size, those O-rings can be as thin as a 32nd of an inch thick.
Oops. There we go. We got 2 O-rings there. So then you're going to take your rubber, and we need a 15-inch loop. So I get it from underneath the and then you want to cut that.
Just use a razor blade.
Okay. Maybe I can cut this.
That's good.
There we go. Want to put your O-rings on the rubber. And what size rubber is this?
I think this is about pull that knot tight first. I would do it like this.
Oh. You want to double knot it just to make sure that it doesn't come loose. Pull the knots together. Put a dab of super glue right there.
And then trim the tails off. About, I like to leave about a 32nd of an inch sticking out. That's probably still a little much.
There we go. And you want to lube it. This is Dow Corning 33, but any kind of lube, whether it's Armor All or...
Just so long as it's not petroleum based.
Yes. So make sure, with A6s you want to make sure that they are lubed very well, just because of the small size that you have to fit them, that you want to make sure that you get the maximum number of turns.
This. Go ahead and give us a test glide here.
Okay.
So as built, this airplane doesn't have any incidents, so what we'll probably end up needing to do is put a little bit in it. And so we're going to test glide it without the rubber on there. And this is where Hope says something about Harlan bearings. Yes. No, that's not going to go in that way, honey. And I can't see it either. There.
Alright.
Okay, it looks about right. It's a little bit under elevated. So if you'll pick it up, I'm going to suggest putting the incidents back here in the stab. If I can hold the camera on it, and I'll just like that right there. Alright, so what I've done is I've pushed it up a 1/16 of an inch, which is quite a bit, but it's not a bad idea. So let me show you right there. You can see how I pushed it up. Alright, let's see another test glide. Don't worry about the prop, honey. Come back this way a little further. Oh, much better. And now the camera battery's after us.